This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today I'm going to talk about how to go to the next level. Now, I think the next level can often be sort of like a buzz phrase. Is that a thing? Buzz phrase, buzz term? But the interesting thing about it is that I do believe there are levels in many aspects of life, which is you can use different models to be able to sort of measure that. In fact, I often talk about levels of consciousness based on either the Graves model, just Google it, or Ken Wilber and his spiral. But either way, the next level can be effectively, in layman's term, used to go from where you are to where you want to be, but where you know you could be. I think that's more important. It's not like I want to be there. It's like, no, I know that I could be there. I'm just not aware of what's kind of holding me back, which the answer is kind of in this, the question in itself anyway. But I want to talk a bit about that today, because one thing I've noticed both in myself and in people that I work with is that a lot of the time they want change, but they don't want to change for that change. So they want to be able to have a different result with the same thinking. And that can't occur. That can't occur. And if we continue to blame other people outside of us, then we want a different result, right? It's their fault. So I want a different result because I don't like the result because it's their fault. But I don't want to change my thinking. I must be right. And therefore, the universe has to somehow change that result for me because I'm right and the universe got it wrong. No, the fucking universe didn't get it wrong. The universe is bang on every fucking time. And so what we need to understand is that a lot of the time it's our fractured variation of how we see the universe unfolding that is often needs improving, up-leveling, whatever the term may be, updating. Just need to shut down and like have the downloads happen while your computer's, I guess that's what sleep is, right? Anyway, you get the point. So what I'm really looking at here is going, if you want a different result, you might have heard this before, that it's going to take a new level of thinking. And the reason why this is, let me break this down a little bit further, is that the problem that you have now, whatever problem that is, there's probably something that's fresh on your mind as I'm talking. I hope there is. If not, then I'll give you a couple of seconds to think of it while I pause. And think about that problem. Now, what you need to understand about that issue that you have is that your current thinking gifted you that issue, which means that your current thinking can't get you out of that issue, right? You need to have different thinking in order to find a solution, so to speak. And this is really important to understand, because a lot of the time we go, I have this problem, and you get really frustrated with it, and then from there you might find yourself once again placing blame outside of yourself and going, well, this is fucked, yada yada yada. It's like, that's not the way that we evolve. That's not the way that we develop. That's not the way that we grow as an individual. We grow by taking ownership and going, where am I wrong? Or where could I possibly be wrong? Right, if you're a perfectionist, so to speak, because of course you weren't wrong. But in this circumstance, you could be looking at it and going, well, where am I wrong? Is there parts of this that I'm holding on because of my ego, because I want to be right in some aspect, and someone else or something else is wrong? But the thing about it is that you don't have control over whether somebody else is right or wrong. The truth is what the truth is. So the most important thing is for you to be able to sit there and go, okay, if I was wrong, where could I possibly be wrong? And even if you think that you're just not wrong, just go, let's play a game. Let's flirt with this idea and put yourself in the other person's shoes. Put yourself in a different perspective point of view and just look at it objectively, as in, because this is one of the big things I suppose I'll add to this, is that often people get stuck up on their ideas. It's like, I'm not wrong. It's like, no, but you're not an idea, dude. Like, you have an idea. So the idea can be wrong. Doesn't make you as a human being actually incorrect, right? It just means that maybe your idea around that was not complete. So this is the idea of going, people are often right and incomplete. They're right. Why would they argue, right? At some point in their thinking, what they're looking at, they're correct. And so what happens is that they possibly don't have all the information. So they're right, but they're also incomplete. And so this is a really powerful way to look at yourself and go, okay, I'm probably right with this, but I may be incomplete with my viewpoint. So what other viewpoints can I take that allow me to see a broader picture. And having that style of thinking allows you to observe the issue from different perspectives, and you start to integrate all the possible solutions. And from there, this is how you become more resourceful, because you're looking at all of the resources, not just simply where you think you're right. And often what happens, like I said earlier, is that people then get stuck in this idea of like, no, I'm right. It's like, dude, it's a fucking thought. It's an idea. You're not an idea or thought. Lose a fucking ego and just be able to look at this objectively and go, what's more important, your ego or the truth? And this is something you may be thinking of people you work with as I'm describing this. A lot of the time, though, that's us in other relationships or other areas. Because if you observe it in others, you probably don't observe it in yourself if you do it. So this is where it's every conversation that I have through here, every fucking mood prep. And I've said it before, it's like, this isn't meant to be this aha moment every single time. Sometimes it's a reminder, and all of it is based on, yeah, sure, how do you deal with people that you work with? How do you deal with people that you train? How do you deal with people in traffic? Sure. But the biggest thing is, how do you deal with you? What are your thoughts about you? That's what I actually give a fuck about. Because you're the person that has to live with you 24/7, 365. No one else does. So you got to figure out how to be able to fucking live with yourself, right? How to be able to deal with the conversations that are going on in between your ears and figure out what's actually going on there. So when I'm talking about this subject of leveling up, I'm not saying here's some tools for you to go in the office and tell fucking Derek how to be not be a dick. What I'm getting at is, here are the ways for you to take this information and make it useful for yourself. That's what the important thing is here. Excavate your own mind. It's no one else's responsibility, you know? And so this is where it's crucial to go, where am I possibly wrong? What am I possibly missing? Okay. I know I'm not wrong, but if I could be wrong, what could I be wrong about, right? These kind of questions allow us to have a much wider perspective of actually helping ourselves develop and evolve. And this is the thing about your thinking, is that once your thinking evolves and it emerges it into a new level, it can't shrink again. It never shrinks back, right? It continually, it expands. It's this expanding consciousness. It's expanding awareness. And you have to practice it. But the thing about it, though, is that once you reach a new... So once you reach a new stage, think of it like that. So there's states and there's stages. And every now and again you get this state of this awareness, this flow, so to speak. There's a state of flow. The thing about it is that over time, you want to be able to learn how to access that as a stage where you are existing rather than just a random state here and there. And so with this information, it's taking it and being able to be at a new level of consciousness, a stage where you're able to, in a conversation, understand and go, okay, what's more important, my ego or the truth? What's more important here? Is it finding out what's best for everyone involved, or what's going to be making me look less like an idiot based on what I think I'm being judged by the people around me that's going to hurt my feelings? All right. So this is what's so crucial, is that just remember, your current thinking that gifted you this problem is not going to gift you the answer. You have to level up your thinking. In fact, somehow you have to be wrong in order to find the solution. And that's the beauty of it. And when you can get used to doing that, it becomes habit, and you start to lose this idea that you have to be right, because you start to become attracted to the truth. And the truth will always, as I say, set you free, because you're not trapped to your own dogma. So, the next stage for you is going to take a new level of thinking. And it's going to take practice. And it's going to take conscious practice. Right? But the thing about it is that you already have it within you. It's just learning to access it again and again and again. But you can do that, and that will significantly improve your conversations, the way you observe things. It would significantly impact the way that you see yourself, and therefore the way the world sees you. Team, I'm out. Thank you very much for tuning in yet again. As always, if you haven't already, jump on davenixon.com.au/memberships and check out both Mood Prep Online, which is currently on there as the Human Movement, or check out the Coaches Circle. If you're a PT or an athlete and you want to work one-on-one with me and in a group setting as well, and really try and really help level up to that next level, check it out. Otherwise, team, as always, if you found this interesting, share it with a friend that you think would also find it interesting. That would mean the world to me. Until tomorrow, Peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned.